That's what I promised myself. But within that first 5 minutes, my phone buzzed. Being the responsible and studious student that I am, I went to go and silence it. But I got that one sneak peek, that one glance at my notification. And it was my friends asking to hang out. And, well, here's the dilemma. I had a math calculus test the next day, a physics project due, and a debate trial to prepare for. But obviously I said yes. Sure, count me in. Give me the details. While I sat there waiting for the details, I decided to make efficient use of my time. I began to scroll through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts. I scrolled, and soon that 20 minutes just passed away. And by the time I looked up, the clock had moved, but so had my focus. I felt so guilty, so frustrated that I couldn't even get one chapter done. But I was not able to even begin studying again. My focus was drained, my energy was gone, and I was completely distracted. The numbers, the letters, everything just flew right over my head. I know that we have all experienced this at one point in our lives, but I was especially curious. What is the science behind this absurd phenomenon? Cognitive overload occurs when mental demands exceed our cognitive capacity, impairing our processing, our focus, and our mental consolidation. Our attention is a finite resource. Kaplan's attention restoration theory proposes that our directed attention, the one that we use to study, to focus, is often depleted on excess use. Each notification triggers the release of dopamine, as well as increases your cortisol levels, thus reinforcing the compulsive checking, as well as disrupting the consolidation of your memory. Next, you add decision fatigue. Roy Baumeister's research shows that every decision we make, no matter how small or how big, consumes glucose oxygen in the prefrontal cortex of our brain, depleting our regulatory control. Similarly, John Sweller's cognitive load theory also states that the extraneous load, notifications, ads, irrelevant content that bombards us on a daily basis actually depletes our working memory. It activates the amygdala, which releases stress hormones, which diverts all our resources to fight or flight responses, leaving nothing for our focus and the task at hand. And then there is multitasking, the great big myth. We think we're juggling 10 things at one time, but in reality, we are actually rapid task switching, which is burning through our fuel and our energy and causing mental fatigue. Now, multitaskers are less efficient, less accurate, and less able to retain all the information they have just gained. That was a whole lot of information, wasn't it? Okay, I would like everybody to stand up now. Please, humor me for 30 seconds. Everyone get up. Yes, come on. Shake it off. Everything, shake it off. Pat yourself on the back. Give a high five to the person next to you. Yes, exactly. Go for it. Don't be shy. Congratulations, everyone. You have just experienced cognitive overload. Too much, too fast, all at once. Please be seated. Now, ironically, this is the point of my whole speech. But now you just experienced 45 seconds of cognitive overload. Imagine that spanning throughout your entire waking day. On average, each of us are awake for 16 hours in a day. That's 57,600 seconds. That is 57,600 moments when your brain is poked, prodded, and pressured. This isn't just a distraction anymore. This is mental fatigue and absolutely frustrating. I know because I've lived it. For me, it became a cycle of constant scrolling, constant checking, and piling of deadlines. Over time, I realized that there was some problem here. My attention span was shrinking. My ability to think deeply was actually eroding. My memory felt weaker. and the opportunities to create, to ideate, they were just simply slipping away. And that was my wake-up call. I realized that I couldn't keep going in this cycle of pushing through it. I needed to find my way out. And that is when I came across the Miller's Law. Miller discovered that our brain can only juggle 7 plus or minus 2 pieces of information at one sitting. So today, in the spirit of Miller's Law, and out of the kindness of my heart to your already overloaded minds, I will only be presenting 5 points. Number 1, find your perfect harmony. Curate your inputs. On average, we consume 74 gigabytes of information on a daily basis. That's like streaming 16 full-length movies in your head at all times. No wonder we feel tired when all we did was scroll throughout the entire day. But the truth is, you cannot keep up with this kind of information. It is not possible. But now you have the power to choose what you let in. Limit yourself to just 5 trusted news sources and media feeds, places you know will give you value as well as perspective. Because every headline, every post, every news article is based on bias. What we see is shaped by what is right, what is taken, what is hidden, and how it is actually framed. So we need to be able to curate our inputs in a way that we don't lose out on information, but we don't drown in the noise. Next, bookend your day. Capture the start and the end of the day. Those first 5 minutes when you wake up, that is the time where your cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes, initially meant to wake you up. But if you grab that phone in that first 5 minutes, it spikes even further. This leads to increase in blood pressure as well as leaving you feeling anxious before the day even begins. Instead, I urge you to take a glass of water, breathe, simply sit by a window and stare. I know it's a very tough thing to say, I'm still struggling with it, but start with 30 seconds, 1 minute, and finally reach that 5-minute mark. The last 5 minutes before you sleep are just as important. This is the time where your brain consolidates all your learning and information, as well as processes your emotions. Number 3, design your environment. Your brain is a highly sensitive organ, and it's highly sensitive to environmental cues. Every object, every tab open, every book's all across your table, that fights for your attention. Princeton University's research found that physical clutter actually significantly reduces your working memory capacity, as well as leaves your brain with more stress and mental fatigue. So what is the solution to this? It's very simple. Simply find and clear your environment. Leave everything that you do not need. You need one desk, one project, and one tab open on your laptop, and that's it. Your environment should be guiding your attention, not fighting for it. Number 4, move to reset. Sitting still for hours at a time often overloads your brain. The short bursts of movement, the walk across the corridor, to chat to your friends, the stretching, the small yoga movements, even that 5 minute of movement will actually increase the blood flow to your brain, increasing the glucose and oxygen level reaching your brain. That is important and essential for your attention, focus, and memory. So now, last but not the least, and the most important and interesting, non-sleep deep rest, also known as yoga nidra. When your mind is overloaded, often short breaks just aren't enough. And here's where this comes into play. Yoga nidra is a guided relaxation which puts your mind at a peaceful rest without sleeping. This can be done just within 5 minutes. It increases your dopamine levels, which are crucial for motivation, focus, and overall cognitive function. Further, it also helps in the formation of neural connections that help you build and retain memory and information. So, let's try this, shall we? I want everyone to close your eyes. Yes, please close them. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Focus on your breathing while you open your ears and soak in what I'm saying. Being informed is powerful, but being intentional, that's transformative. In an age of unlimited content, clarity is rebellion. Filtering is not avoidance, it's wisdom. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember this. It's not a fault of your discipline. There's a flaw in the system itself. Your brain was not designed for this level of input. But now you have the power to choose. You can choose to protect your focus, to filter your feed, and to create space in your mind. And in that space, that quiet liminal space, is where your best thinking, your true clarity, and the real you can finally emerge. So all that is left now is to slowly open your eyes and embrace it. So let's open our eyes and find our clarity.